Look, the reality is there's two kinds of people in the world: fountain pen people and people who have never even held one. So, if you're hoping to become a person that uses a fountain pen, this just might be the right pen to start with. Hey there, how's it going? I'm guessing you're here because you're wondering whether you should buy a Lamy Safari Fountain Pen. Well, you're in luck, because that's what I'm hoping to answer by the end of this video. This fountain pen is allegedly a beginner-friendly, budget-friendly, and apparently tough enough to survive a week inside a blender. Well, that might be only a slight exaggeration. So, let's have a closer look. The Lamy Safari arrives in a very unceremonious, simple cardboard box, which, in my case, got a little bit beat up in transit. And inside the box, well, there's nothing but the pen. So, let's move on. Maybe Lamy can work on their packaging a bit to make the presentation feel a little bit less dollar store budget. Behold the Safari's ABS plastic body, the same material Lego uses. So you know it's not going to disintegrate if you drop it for the millionth time, as opposed to maybe some much fancier fountain pens. When you first open it, you'll have to take off this little ring here that prevents the pen from leaking ink during transit. So let's talk about first impressions. First, this is a pretty lightweight pen, and the weight balance is quite nice, meaning that your hand won't tire too quickly during extended writing sessions. Personally, I like the fairly iconic design. It's filled with straight lines, sort of Bauhaus vibes, and has a nice peephole for it's essentially an ink window, so you can watch your ink disappear as you write. This pen has been around in one form or another since the 1980s and has been available in countless colors and special editions throughout the years. And that triangular grip, well, it practically screams, "Hold me properly, or you deserve no less than a crabby handwriting analysis." Part of the reason this pen is in fact beginner-friendly and quite ergonomic is it kind of forces you to hold it the right way. That said, if you've become used to a particular grip with other fountain pens that you don't have, where you don't have these flat grip areas, you might not be immediately comfortable with the Lamy Safari. The self-sprung clip is also now iconic design that immediately identifies this pen as, well, a Lamy fountain pen. Okay, let's talk about the nib. First, it's removable, and it's swappable, and yes, it's available in nearly every size, from EF to a 1.9 millimeter stub. So you can fiddle around until you find the perfect line width that matches your writing style. Now, when it comes to what the writing experience is like, I can only say that in most situations, it's been pretty smooth and reliable. The Lamy Safari is great for fountain pen beginners because it's easy to find the sweet spot where the nib makes contact with the paper at around a 45-degree angle. Additionally, although I've used this pen for quite some time, I've never had any skips, even on fancier paper or some of my thicker bullet journal pages. You can see how the pen performs here on a variety of papers. All of this makes the Lamy Safari a good gateway fountain pen for beginners, just dipping their toes in the fountain pen world. Now let's talk about the filling system. Unfortunately, the Lamy Safari uses proprietary cartridges, which on the one hand is convenient, but on the other hand is going to make the use of this pen a bit more expensive over time if you stick with the cartridge system. There is, however, a workaround for this. There is an official fountain pen ink converter that Lamy sells. This converter will let you install a piston system in place of where the cartridge would normally go, thereby allowing you to submerge the nib into a bottle of ink, twist the piston, and draw ink into the reservoir inside the pen. You can get one of these converters from JetPens or Amazon, and I'll leave a link to both of those in the description of this video below. Price point is around $30. Yes, that's not a typo, $30. Now, this might seem high for the average person who considers a $4 gel or ballpoint pen more than adequate. But in the fountain pen world, this is considered a very budget-friendly pen. Oh, and the color lineup, let's just say that would make most paint palettes jealous. From matte, shiny, neon to limited edition hues, yellow, orange, coral, lilac, you name it. There's no shortage of color options when it comes to this pen. So, is the Lamy Safari a perfect beginner fountain pen? Most people would agree that it is, and I would say so as well. It's durable, affordable, well-designed, write-ready, and has a ton of color options. There's very little to not like about this pen, other than perhaps it's a touch on the bulky side. That said, I've seen enough fountain pen aficionados not liking the grip and actually consider the pen's weight to be, believe it or not, a little too light. The Lamy Safari was the very first fountain pen I ever owned. And despite many years of ownership, the Lamy Safari still gets regular use from me, as I've made a point of making sure that there's at least one of these kicking around in my most commonly used laptop and notebook bags. So, if you want to dip your toes or hands into fountain pen waters without dropping a small fortune or immediately regretting your choice, the Lamy Safari is your perfect gateway pen drug. It's fun, functional, and dare I say, somewhat stylish. Unless your fingers hate triangles, that is, or you demand gold nibs. But for 90% of people, I think you'll love this pen. Okay, that's it for my review of the Lamy Safari Fountain Pen. If you're interested in picking one up, I've left a link in the description below. Do you have a favorite fountain pen? Tell me about it in the comments below. And if there's a fountain pen you've been thinking of buying but haven't quite made up your mind about, well, tell me about that as well. Maybe I'll review it next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.